Good morning. Welcome to Joie de Vivre Tarot, where we have nothing but high vibes today. Okay, so I started this channel because I wanted to bring together a number of my passions all into one creative project. And I have a passion for the tarot. I have a passion for putting things out into the world that raise the vibrations of humanity. I love studying the ancient Southwest. And to that end, I make this art, which is huichol bead art. It's in the style of the huichol of Mexico. And what it is it's basically a Mexican style of mandala building, where you start with the eye of God at the center and you build out. You build your creative or spiritual images out from that eye of God at the center. It's a meditation tool. But this form of art has also evolved into a decorative art form. You press tiny glass beads into a mixture of beeswax and pine pitch and create these whimsical little pieces of art. These are actually even useful pieces of art. They're coasters with flute players on them. This is a mirror, all these things. I love doing this so much. All of these art pieces that you see in these videos are available for purchase in my Etsy shop, etsy.com/shop/EyeOfGodArt. So today's inspiration is releasing and letting go. So let's just pull one card for an overall theme about this, releasing and letting go, just for today. 9 of Coins. Okay, this is a guiding energy. Well, we can refer back to this, but 9 of Coins is personally feeling abundant in a material way, in a tangible way, money abundance, or having all the food you need, or having all the things you need to keep your life, elevated. Feeling this personally within yourself, that this is something that you possess. That's nice. That's interesting. Okay, so this is our overall guiding influence. So what are you feeling? What are you feeling right now as regards releasing and letting go? You're feeling like a love that you once thought was going to be the end all be all for you. This could be a romantic love, or it could just be love for an idea, or a love for a hobby, or a job that you love, something that you originally thought would bring you a fulfillment. You realize that it isn't, it wasn't, it doesn't, it didn't. And you now have an awareness of that. Why are you feeling this detachment from this love so strongly? The 3 of Cups in reverse. You may have offered your love, your emotions, your passions, your creativity to this love of yours, and realized that you didn't need to share all of that to bring you the fulfillment that you thought you wanted from it. You are now realizing that this fulfillment you thought the love was going to bring you is actually coming to you by keeping that love, creativity, these feelings to yourself, by reinvesting them in yourself. I'm not going to try to divine if there's been a breakup or something like that, but I think if this applies to you, you know what I'm talking about. This card, the Lovers, this love that you thought was going to be something you wanted, but you realize isn't, doesn't necessarily mean that you've even broken up with a person or left anything behind. It's the feeling. We're talking about the feeling that's there, that it isn't bringing you what you thought. This isn't even saying to let it go. It's just saying, recognizing that it's not what you thought it was going to be. It can still be good. It can still add a lot to your life. but it isn't what you thought it was going to be. It's something else. It's something that might even just fulfill you in a way that's different than you thought. And what's making you feel that is because you were giving too much to it, I think, to maybe giving a little too much away. And you're realizing that you need to drink from your own cup. What you were really looking for is coming from drinking from your own cup, not giving so much away to this other love. So how can you release this feeling? How can you release this feeling? Okay. Accept it. Again, doesn't mean you have to quit your job. It doesn't mean you have to divorce your husband. It doesn't mean you have to let anything go but all of your ideas you had about it. Just because something didn't turn out the way you thought it was going to, doesn't mean it's wrong. It might be wrong, but it doesn't mean it is wrong. It just means that you didn't have right thoughts about it. So you need to get rid of all of those thoughts. The 10 of Swords, all 10 thoughts. Let them go. Let them go. Release and let go. It isn't what you thought. Now accept what it is, right? Let go of what you thought it was. Start to look toward what it actually is. So what is this feeling transforming into? A brand new idea. This is what I was just saying. It isn't what you thought it was. You realize that actually you can get what you needed from what you thought you were going to get from this by feeding yourself your own love and your own energy. Let go of the old idea of how you thought it was going to be. Have a new idea about it, a paradigm shift. And so that letting go of that old idea will transform into a paradigm shift. It will transform into a brand new idea, a new idea about it. Maybe even new communication about it. The thought that you could have a conversation with this person, renegotiate some kind of job situation, so that it can go in the way it's supposed to go, not in the way you fantasized it would go, right? How can you rise above? You can rise above by feeling victorious in the situation, realizing that this isn't a loss. You may have had to change your mind, perish the thought that you had before, but that you're rising above by literally by feeling like you're rising above. You're accepting that, okay, I can deal with reality. I can admit I'm wrong. I can admit that I can't see the future into every single situation I get into, and that's okay. I'm rising above it. I'm rising above it by rising above it. I'm able to adjust myself, recalibrate, that I can feel successful in the fact that I can do that, because you want to get to this feeling. You want to manifest this feeling of personal abundance, and this is your path. How to rise above is realizing that you're successful in dealing with the new reality as it has presented itself. It's having this paradigm shift. So, what's your new beginning? Wow, this is great. This is so interesting. Your new beginning is now you have two things. You thought you had this one thing, but it didn't turn out to be the one thing you thought it was. It wasn't bringing you the fulfillment you thought it was. It turned out to be something else, right? It turned out to be this other thing. So by accepting it and feeling successful in the fact that you can accept that the other thing is by what you thought it was not being that, accepting that it is what it is, now you still have clarity about you need to deal with this love in a different way by reinvesting into yourself. You have that clarity, plus you still have the love. You still have this thing that actually looks like this now instead. It used to look something more like this, and now it looks like this. So now you have two things. You have this self-investment impulse, and you have the thing you already have, which is what it is. Does that make sense? You faced reality about what you've already been holding in your hand. You faced reality about what you need to do differently to get that love. Now you have these two loves. You have two. You have two, and you can bring them into cooperation. This is your new beginning, is having these two things. Now, instead of one thing, you have two things, and you need to make them cooperate, or you don't need to. No, you can drop one of these if you want to, drop the other one if you want to, but you have two to work with, and you can make choices. You're not stuck with just one thing. Now you have choices. So, what have you learned? What have we learned today? What have we learned today? What have I learned? What have you learned? You have learned, okay. How do we apply the Knight of Wands in reverse to this? You've learned that you should not rush madly into situations when you haven't really thought it through. You should, if you're fantasizing what something is and you're not really knowing what that thing is, you're just assuming it's something, don't overinvest, don't race toward it, don't sell your house, don't quit a job, you know what I mean? Don't take rash action toward it when you're not even clear about what exactly it is, because it could turn out that you were wrong. You need a paradigm shift on that thing. It doesn't mean it's wrong for you, but you need to slow down a little bit. Now remember, this is just a one-day reading, okay? This is love in just today. Today's all we've got. So apply these ideas today to a situation today. I mean, I'm talking about love and jobs and this and that. Probably all of those things aren't turning in your life today on such a grand scale. There's probably some micro movements that you can make, that you can apply this wisdom to in this one day achieving a feeling of personal abundance, right? Think about that. Meditate on that today. This is a good lesson. I'll like this. I'm going to think about this a lot today. So I hope you enjoyed this, and have a joyful day.